Hello, my dear students, and welcome back. Your exams are just around the corner, so you know what that means? It's time for another quick revision summary. Today, we're diving into a really beautiful story from your Moments textbook called The Lost Child. Now, on the surface, it seems like a simple story, but trust me, it teaches us a very big lesson about what we truly value in life. So, come on, let's get right into it. Okay, so the story opens on a super bright, happy day. It's the festival of spring, and everyone is going to the fair, the Mela. Just picture it, full of color, loud noises, and just so much excitement. And right in the middle of all this, holding his parents' hands, is our main character, a little boy, and his eyes are just wide with wonder. You know that feeling, right? When you go to a Mela and everything looks so magical? Well, that's him. He is completely thrilled. So, as they're making their way through this huge crowd, the child's eyes are just darting everywhere. For him, this fair is a whole world of temptations. He sees so many things he wants. And this, my dear students, is where the story really starts to get interesting. Let's follow him and see what caught his eye first.
And where do you think he stops first? Of course, the Mithaiwala. I mean, who wouldn't? His mouth is watering looking at all the sweets, especially his absolute favorite, burfi. He kind of murmurs to himself, I want that burfi. But he doesn't say it loudly. Why not? Well, because he knows exactly what his parents will say, that he's being greedy. So he doesn't even bother asking properly and just moves on.
Next up, he sees a flower seller with these beautiful, fragrant garlands of gulmour. The smell, the colors, so inviting. And again, he quietly whispers that he wants one. But he doesn't wait for a reply. He just knows his parents would probably say the flowers were cheap and not something to buy. So with a little sigh, he just keeps walking.
And then what does he see? A man with a whole rainbow of balloons. They looked so magnificent, and he just had this huge desire to have all of them. But, again, he stops himself. He knows his parents would just say he's too old to be playing with balloons. Are you starting to see a pattern here?
So yeah, there's this very clear pattern going on, isn't there? First, the child sees something he really wants. Then, he softly asks for it, but deep down, he already knows what the answer is going to be. He's such an obedient child, He understands his parents so well, but his little heart, it still wants all these beautiful things. He's obedient, but his desires are still very much there.
So he has let go of the sweets, the flowers, and the balloons. But then, he sees the roundabout. The big merry-go-round? It's in full swing, people are laughing and shouting with joy. And this time, watching it go round and round, he just forgets all his hesitation. He gathers up all his courage for one bold request.
He turns to his parents and says, I want to go on the roundabout, please, father, mother. Now, this is important. This is the first time in the whole story he makes such a direct, bold request. You can just tell he really wants this one. So, what do you think? Did his parents finally say yes?
There was no reply, just complete silence. He turns to look at his parents, and they are not there. He looks to his left. He looks to his right. He looks behind him. They're gone. And in that one single moment, that happy, colorful, magical world of the fair just turns cold and absolutely terrifying.
A real, genuine cry of fear just tears from his throat. Mother! Father! He starts running like crazy, here and there, tears just streaming down his face. His little yellow turban comes undone, his clothes get all muddy. He is completely panic-stricken and all alone in that massive crowd.
Just when he's about to get crushed in the crowd near a temple, a kind man lifts him up in his arms. Phew! The man sees this terrified, crying child, and he tries to comfort him. And what this man does next is very important. You could say it's the big test of the entire story.
The first thing the man does is take him right back to the roundabout. He gently asks, Will you have a ride on the horse? Now, just stop and think about this for a second. This is the one thing he gathered all his courage to ask for just a few minutes ago. So what do you think his answer is now?
The child just breaks down into 1,000 sobs. He shouts, I want my mother, I want my father. The roundabout, which was his biggest wish in the whole world, now it means absolutely nothing to him. And that, my friends, is the turning point. His priorities have completely changed. And the kind man, he's trying his best to help, so he doesn't give up. He offers the boy everything he could possibly want at a fair. He offers the music of the snake charmer, a bright rainbow balloon, a beautiful garland. He even offers him sweets from the sweet shop. These are literally the exact same things the child was dreaming about. But for every single offer, the child has only one reply: I want my mother, I want my father. So this brings us to the most important part of our summary, the theme of the story. Okay, this is the part you absolutely must understand for your exams. What is the author, Mulk Rajanand, trying to teach us through this child's journey?
And here it is, the heart of the story. Look, when his parents were with him, he felt secure, he felt happy, so his mind was free to focus on things like toys and sweets. He kind of took their presence for granted, But the second they were gone, his whole world fell apart. Without their safety, all those shiny, attractive things became totally meaningless. His parents became the only thing he wanted in the entire world.
So, the central theme is this: the bond between a child and their parents is the most important thing of all. That feeling of safety and love that parents provide is absolutely priceless. It's way more valuable than any toy, any sweet, or any balloon in the world. Please remember this point, my dear students. It's a big one.
All right, now for the super useful part. Let's quickly go through some important questions that often pop up in exams from this chapter. This will help you frame your answers perfectly. So pay close attention now.
First question, and it's a very common one. Why did the child suddenly stop caring about all those things he wanted so badly at the fair? Just think about it for a second before we look at the answer.
Okay, here are your key points. Once he got lost, his one and only focus was finding his parents. The fear and anxiety just took over everything else. Without the security of his mom and dad, all those things, the toys, the sweets, they became worthless to him. His need for love and safety was much, much stronger than his want for toys. Simple, right?
Okay, question number 2. What were all the things he wanted, and why did he keep moving on without even waiting for his parents to reply? This question really tests if you understood the first part of the story well.
And here are your points. First, you list the things: the burfies, the garland, the balloons, and of course the roundabout. And why did he move on? Well, like we discussed, he was a very obedient boy who knew his parents so well, he could literally predict what they would say, that he was greedy, or the flowers were cheap, or he was too old for toys. This shows he had a deep understanding of them, even before he got lost.
And that brings us to the end. But, the story never actually tells us if the child finds his parents. So, I want to ask all of you, what do you think happens? Do you think the kind man was able to help him find his mother and father? Let me know what you think in the comments below. I would really love to read your answers. I really hope this summary was helpful for your revision. If it was, please do give it a like, share it with your friends who might need it, and please subscribe so you don't miss our next revision session. Your exams are so near, but don't you worry, we will revise everything together, okay? All the very best, Peter. You are going to do wonderfully.